Welcome, everybody. Thanks for your patience. I was having some technical difficulties, but I'm here now. How's everyone doing? And how was your weekend? When was the last time I saw you? Sometime last week? I don't even remember. My days are blurring together. The last time I was here was Wednesday. Last week I did Monday, Wednesday. That's right. So since I've seen you, we've had a Venus event. Today is a Uranus event, and then tomorrow is a new moon. So we'll talk about all that. If this is your first time with me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I'm joining you guys from Northern Illinois. And when I do this insight timer thing, I tell you what's going on in the skies, and then I give some advice about how to use the energy that's available. And then we pull some oracle cards to get some even deeper advice. So let's see who's here today. Good morning, Anne. Hello, Fabiana and Tony. Good morning, Melinda, Jackie. Fabiana just had a birthday, I guess. Good morning, Christine. Hello, Fiona, Jennifer, Patty, Sandy, Debbie, hello. Annie and Jennifer. Chantel got here at the perfect time. Tony, hello. Good to see you and be here. Welcome. Good morning, Kaya. Hello, Nicole. Don't have much time, but good to hear your voice. Just for anyone, I guess, if you come midway through or if you don't have time to stay the whole time, I always record these sessions and I throw them on my YouTube channel. So you can search my name on YouTube and watch the replays. Especially, like, sometimes these messages get really detailed and out there, so if you need to, like, re-listen, yeah, they're there. Hello, Jody and Jojo. Good morning, Nick. Hello, Courtney and Jean. Happy belated birthday, Fabiana. Bonnie is present. Good little Capricorn student. Good morning, Rhonda, and good morning, Nikki. Awesome. Let's talk about the new moon. Let's dive into the astrology today and talk about the new moon. I'm trying to think if there's anything I missed. I introduced myself today. It's one of those things that I forget sometimes. Before we talk about the new moon, tomorrow is the new moon, tomorrow morning. But I want to just talk briefly about something that happened this weekend. But on Sunday the 13th, so just a few days ago, the Sun and Venus came conjunct at 20 degrees of Leo. Molly McCord is an astrologer that I listen to, and she is going ham on this thing called the Venus Starpoint. And other astrologers that I follow have brought it up as well. And I'm not going to lie, I don't fully understand it. But what I do understand is that now, so Venus is retrograde at this time. So, you know, like the sun's moving forward and Venus was moving backwards. They crossed on Sunday. So now in the sky, Venus is behind the sun. And she's going to be behind the sun until June of 2024. So that can just shift the energy in the sky, right? So Venus and the sun are always very close. Their orbits are very close. I think Venus is only ever 1 or 2 signs away from where the sun is. So it's just a different energy of like Venus moving forward with the sun shining like behind her. And then just think about the difference of Venus now following the sun. Well, actually, she's going to keep moving away from him for some time. Venus is retrograde until September 3rd. So about another 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So Venus will still be pulling away from the sun as the sun moves forward. And then eventually they'll start to play catch up. So that could shift the energy of Venus, our love life. Venus represents what we attract into our lives, what we are attracted to. Venus represents the divine feminine, what we call in. It represents, you know, how we love. I think I mentioned that. Money. Venus is also responsible for our money. So I wonder how that transition from Venus being in front of the sun to Venus being behind the sun will move forward. However, if this is interesting to you, if this feels like something that you want more information on, Molly McCord, she has a YouTube channel, brilliant astrologer. She's been doing it for decades. She has, I think, 2 episodes specifically on this Venus Starpoint energy, so she can give you more information if you want it. But in general, on Sunday, with the sun coming conjunct Venus, they had to touch before they switched places. This, anytime a planet comes conjunct the sun, the planet becomes supercharged. So Sunday, and this will, like when planets are conjunct, it takes a couple days for the energies to actually dissipate. Like it grows, they come conjunct, and then the energy dissipates. So this time right now is like supercharging our desires. I wonder if there's something in your life that you were just like, that's what I want. And we talked about this last week also with the Venus-Uranus aspect. It was a very, like, I was seeing it like, whoa, that's what I want. And it's something completely out of the blue, something completely new that you didn't realize that you wanted. So now with the sun coming into play, supercharging Venus, it could be like just shining a huge light on what we're attracted to or what we've already attracted. This could be that energy of like, oh, I did this. I brought that in a positive or a not so positive way. So I'm just curious to hear if that resonates with you guys at all. I felt necessary to talk about it. However, tomorrow morning, early in the morning tomorrow, so Central Time, the new moon happens at 4:38 a.m. There is a new moon. So the new moon tomorrow morning is at 23 degrees of Leo. And cool, Jojo and Rochelle are resonating with that. Absolutely, Jojo and Rochelle totally happened to me. Cool. So tomorrow we have a new moon at 23 degrees of Leo. What that means for the sky placements, anytime there's a new moon, that means that the sun and the moon are right on top of each other. They are both going to be at 23 degrees of Leo. It's the darkest time of the moon cycle because the sun isn't shining across on the moon. They're right next to each other. So new moons represent new beginnings. It is a time of planting a new seed and then watching the seed germinate and grow throughout the moon cycle. This is happening at 23 degrees of Leo. So Leo is ruled by the heart. Leo rules the heart. Leo's associated with the heart. And Leo is a fixed fire sign. So this is the energy of stable passion, tenacious caring, just like, I'm just seeing like a thick ass steady line of heart energy, love energy, desire, passion, doing. So I ask you to look at your chart if you want, if you know how to do this. If you don't, forget this part, just do what resonates. But you can look to see which house in your natal chart holds 23 degrees of Leo. That will show you the area of your life that's ready for a new beginning. An area of your life that's like in ovulation, like the area of your life that's like, yep, this is where I want you to plant the seed. Here I am, I'm ready. So if you don't know how to look at what house 23 degrees of Leo is in, just use your intuition. Just go with whatever feels best for you right now. That's where the seed is meant to be planted, We can always get more information on these lunar events by looking at the planet that rules the lunar event. So this new moon is happening in Leo, and I'm going to ask you guys, what planet rules Leo? You tell me. Which planet is the ruler of Leo? Yep, it's the sun. Oh, you guys got it. All you guys have it right. So it's interesting when we have this lunar event in Leo. we can look at the sun to get more information about the quality of time right now. So whenever there's a new moon, the sun and the moon are conjunct. So, okay, like that can give us a little bit of information. But then what kind of aspects are happening to the sun during this Leo new moon? The sun and the moon are squaring 90 degrees, squaring Uranus at 23 degrees of Taurus. So we have this new beginning, new moon in fixed fire, Leo, squaring, receiving pressure from this quirky, offbeat, unexpected energy in fixed Earth. Taurus is fixed Earth. Uranus is the planet of lightning bolt, shocking revelation, but Uranus is also linked to like the higher mind. Uranus is the higher expression of Mercury. It is using like your hopes and dreams and aspirations and bringing it into an unexpected thing in the current reality. However, in this square, Uranus has the larger orbit, so it holds the greater energy. So I don't like using the word win, but like in any kind of aspect, whatever planet holds the larger orbit has the louder voice. It has the bigger pull on what's happening. It wins, it's the big brother of this square. So squares can cause us to feel pressure. If you want to feel less pressure between fixed fire, like your tenacious passion, and fixed earth, like sticking your heels in the sand and wanting to keep things in the physical exactly as they are, you can lean into the Uranus energy to dissipate the tension. So if you may feel less pressure during this new moon, if you, Uranus, choose to think outside the box in regards to Taurus themes. So in regards to your finances, in regards to your resources, your skills, what you value. Taurus also represents the physical body and what you eat. So just sit with that for a moment and see if there's any part of your life in those resources, skills, finances, your values, your physical body, what you've been putting into your body, and think about if you've been digging your heels in, like, no, this is, I have to do it this way. This new moon might be bringing you an opportunity to bring something completely out of left field to say that you should be doing something completely radically different, and that might unlock a whole new door for you, So this new moon squaring Uranus, it holds the energy of chaos. However, so we have the new moon, sun and moon, squaring Uranus in Taurus. However, Uranus is forming a harmonious trine to Mars at 22 degrees of Virgo. So it's almost like Mars in Virgo is already taking the necessary action. Mars is the planet of action. Virgo is the detail, the perfectionist, mutable earth, changing up the physical. Mars is already there, doing the steps. Mars has already completed the first few steps for you in whatever this chaotic, crazy, unexpected, Uranic event might bring. So Mars is already working to pull you out of the chaos, to take those steps forward, using the chaos to create order. Mercury is also right behind Mars at 19 degrees of Virgo. Mercury already has the whole action plan listed out, start to finish, and he remembered to bring his eraser. He wrote it out in pencil so that you can change your mind as plans change. He's ready to erase and rewrite. And actually, you know what? He has his whiteboard instead because it's neater. So Mercury is already there with his whiteboard and his different colored pens to change the plan as you need. So what I'm feeling here is to listen to your body during this time. Uranus is in Taurus. It's the physical body. trining Mars and slightly Mercury in Virgo. Virgo's an earth sign, physical body. So when things seem chaotic, when you in this new moon in specific, because the earth energy is really strong in the sky right now, we actually have majority earth and fire in the sky right now. Nothing is in air, no mental, right? So relying on your mind right now, unless you, in your personal chart right now, unless you have some really good aspects to like your Mercury or planets in air signs in your chart, trying to rely on your mind might serve you ill right now. It might not be to your best benefit. Earth and fire, your body and your passion. Listen to your body, let it lead you into your passion. And there's also, so I mean, whatever. There's also in the sky, if you just happen to pull up the chart of the moment, if you know how to do that, you go to astro.com, you just pull up on the top, there's like little planets, you click on it, it'll show you the chart of the moment. If you look at the natal wheel right now, there's an aspect pattern called a kite that's happening. And this is something that I'm still trying to digest. I've seen it, I don't remember. I've seen it in readings come up quite often, and it's very intriguing to me. Because if you just look at the natal circle, you can clearly see a kite. It looks like you fly a kite. So I was doing a little bit of research about it this morning, and the kite either falls into all feminine placements or all masculine placements. So just quickly, air and fire are always masculine, yang placements. Earth and water are all feminine, yin placements. So anytime you have a kite, all of the planets involved are either going to be in air or in masculine or in feminine. So in the sky right now, we have a feminine kite. So this seems like it's a time of bringing opportunities into you, like pulling in opportunities. That's what I got from what I read about the kite. If anyone knows anything, let us know in the comments. If you know anything else about kites. Good morning, Sue. Let's see. Diana says the new moon conjunct the south node. New moon conjunct your south node. Cool. It's a time of planting a new seed, of letting go of things that no longer serve you. This might be like the start of a chapter of letting go. It's pretty cool. Debbie slept all day Sunday and most of Monday. Weird. Yeah, me too. Sunday was very relaxing. I didn't do much. And then yesterday was very rainy where I am. So that was pretty cool. Kite. What happened? I came in just now. Peace, if you want to recap everything we just talked about, you can check my YouTube channel where I put the replays all of the time. So we'll pull from 2 different decks today, and first we'll ask for some advice to make the best use out of tomorrow's new moon. And I don't want to spoil the surprise for the second deck. But we are going to pull from the Star Codes Astro Oracle today, and we're going to first ask this deck for some advice about how to make the best use of tomorrow's new moon at 23 degrees of Leo. So if this is your first time with me, you may not know I do group readings, and they're always, always, always just perfect, on point. So I ask you, please, to send your energy into this deck, calling in your highest self, calling in your highest spirit guides, animals that you might work with, I don't know, whoever you might work with. And we're asking for some advice on how to make the best use out of tomorrow's new moon in Leo. After 3 cards fall out of the deck for us, I'm going to show you the backs of the cards. So you are going to see this same image 3 times. Okay, I'm showing you the card back. And I ask you to tune into your intuition. Listen to your body. We got a lot of earth stuff going on right now. There's actually a grand trine in the sky. It's not an exact grand trine, but the planets in all the earth signs right now are very harmoniously aspecting each other. So it's a really, like, your body wants to talk to you. Your body wants to tell you something. So when I hold up the cards, you can just notice, you know, maybe your muscle twitches, or you sneeze, or you have an itch somewhere, or, you know, like, you suddenly have restless leg syndrome, or like your eye twitches or something. That's how I like to use my intuition. I also like to tune into like the environment around me. So if like your dog starts barking, or if a bird lands on your window, or if your house creaks, or if, I don't know, like a paper flies off somewhere, like the wind blows, if anything in your physical environment changes when I hold up a card, to me, I take it as it's your guides, it's your higher self, it's your intuition saying, like, that message holds something stronger for you. This whole reading always is for all of us. So if you don't feel anything, it doesn't mean that your intuition is broken. It just means that this whole reading is equally as important for you as all the cards. They're all, you know, they all hold the same importance. If you do feel something, if you feel drawn to a certain card, if you have a number in your mind right now between 1 and 3, if it's just like blaring in your face, that's using your claircognizance. And we all have all of these psychic gifts, okay? Surprise. Everyone has psychic gifts. It's just learning how to find them and use them appropriately. So I'm going to show you the backs of the cards and then let us know in the chat which cards are resonating with you. So, advice to make the best use of tomorrow's new moon. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. And let us know in the chat, and I'll show them one more time just in case. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Let's see. Sue's excited for today's session. Awesome. Sue's working with 3, Jen 2, Tina 3, Jojo 2, Rachel 2, Nancy 3, Rochelle 2, Julia 3, Jessie 3, Jen 2, my puppy whined, then 1. Patty 3, Chantel all 3, Bonnie all 3, Nikki 2 and 3, Sandy 1, Jessica 3, Christy 3, Melissa 3, Diana 3, Beth 2, Jennifer all 3, Joan 2, Rhonda 1, Peace all 3, Melinda 1 and 3. Cool. Karen 2 and 3. Okay, so just a quick recap. Leo, new moon, planting a new seed with our heart around something unexpected because it's squared by Uranus. Uranus is adding that pressure of like, do it different, go crazy. So how do we make the best use? Jacqui 2 and 3. Awesome. Well, here's card number 1 today. Card number 1, the advice is the 4th house, home. If your chart were a village map, the 4th house would be your home base. Our early home life impacts our sense of sanctuary and how we bring things to conclusion. Come home and make it a sanctuary. Create a place to renew and to live an intimate, authentic life. Home is an emotional space more than a physical address, but both matter. In the practical realm, it may be time to renovate, reorganize, or move in the physical realm, or to negotiate boundaries with a roommate. Create a home that feels safe and renewing at the end of the day, where you are truly off stage so you can drop your guard and refill your wells. The fourth house also speaks of existential homesickness, a longing for home you've never had. If you don't have a map from childhood to create sanctuary, make one. Be ready to do the next layer of therapy or tend to some work around family karma. Think about how you would like to have been parented rather than how you were parented, and use that as a model for self-care. In the spiritual realm, build or visualize a meditation place, a portable sanctuary that can be home to your spiritual practice. Explore the quiet depths of your meditation. Drop down to your hara, to your center of gravity, and renew your connection to the earth beneath, the sky above, and the spirit within. If you're asking about a project, check that it is well situated. Make sure the people involved feel safe and have a healthy work-life balance. On all these levels, develop a healthy approach to bring a project to conclusion. Know when to stop. Home. How to best use the new moon. Tomorrow's Leo new moon. Bring your heart into your home. And again, this is not just your physical home. This is like your portable sanctuary. Getting right in yourself, getting right in your emotions. This looks like healing work to me. This looks like forgiveness work of yourself. This looks like reparenting yourself, so that no matter where you are, there is your home. The fourth house is ruled by Cancer, and Cancer is the crab. So the crab has that mushy inside, but he is protected by his hard outer shell no matter where he goes. He takes his home anywhere that he goes. So how can you use this Leo new moon to plant a new seed in how you feel comfortable, how you feel completely nourished, completely yourself? You can let your hair down anywhere you go. How do you plant a seed? Like, what seed needs to be planted to get to that point? Peace. Whoa, this resonates. I'm sobbing because I don't feel I belong. I love that. It means you're meant to create something new and different. Uranus energy is present in tomorrow's new moon. Stacy, I'm moving this week to my own place. This first card is on point for me. I love it. Jen resonated with one because she's moving. I love it. JoJo's resonating. Peace. Therapy has been around home and reparenting myself. Crazy. Chantel resonates, telling me to use my chill room and set boundaries with my mom, who is temporarily living with me. Yeah. Love that. Create your own space. Like, where can you go? The fourth house is where we go to hide sometimes also. So like, where do you have that you don't need to perform, that you don't need to show up in a certain way? Like, where in your life, right? Whether that's a physical space or internally, like what? I recommend setting a new intention to find that place if you don't have that place, or to like create that place. M has Leo in the fourth house natally, so that makes a lot of sense right now. That's pretty cool. Melinda, so on point. Boundaries keeps coming up for me, dealing with some family issues, so home makes sense. I love it. And Peace is meeting with a realtor to buy your first home. Look at that. That's crazy. Christy, I've been cleaning up my internet home, and this applies to that. I love it. Sammy is also moving on your own this month or next. Very cool. Jen, boundaries are huge issues in my life right now with my partner. I have to set them and keep them in place. Just a quick note about boundaries, because this comes up a lot in our readings. Boundaries seem harsh because you're saying no. It seems like it can seem like you're cutting someone off and you're saying like, I don't want to give to you. However, think about flip side. When someone gives you boundaries, not in an aggressive way, but someone just says, I'm willing to go this far and that's it. You have a more like secure understanding of how to interact with that person. If someone has no boundaries, then you don't know where their line is, and it can feel like you have to tiptoe around everything. So maybe just think about boundaries that way. Bonnie was saging the house when I pulled that card. Of course you were. Jojo, I just moved in with someone and finding I do not have the space to care for myself in silence and go inward, listening to my body. I love it. Maybe this new moon is about creating that space. All right, card number 2 today. How to make the best use out of tomorrow's new moon in Leo. The 11th house. Community. If your chart were a village map, the 11th house would be the community center with rooms for small meetings and great gatherings, also serving the town council or state senate. The 11th house is a place to meet old friends and make new ones, and a place to work as a team, share a song, and collaborate for the common good. It includes all our collective experiences, meetings, circles, protest marches, group meditations, sobriety meetings, social gatherings, and teamwork. Look for the answer to your question among your social circles, spiritual circles, and work cohorts. Enjoy your posse. At work, think about how to put together a dream team with complementary skills and mutual respect for one another. Contemplate how to make meetings nimble and dynamic, exciting and efficient. Notice how you are affected by group mindsets, the psychic milieu you share with this circle. If you like what you become in their presence, engage. If you're feeling lonely, join a group with a shared interest and look around to see who is with you. If you're in spiritual pain, find a circle in which you can pray, explore rituals, or practice Reiki together. If you are having trouble meditating, consider practicing at a Zen center or with another group that allows you to tap into a meditative collective mindset. To improve your love life, consider deepening your friendships first. Take the pressure off a romantic relationship and allow it to unfold organically by building a stable circle of friends who meet your needs. If you are honest about what you are looking for, your friends may be able to connect you with a potential partner. In an ongoing relationship, romance may be lovely, but for this question, you need to deepen the friendship between you and your partner and build trust through shared experiences. This card is loaded with new moon stuff. Your community is here to help you with your new moon intentions. So maybe this is about finding a community that is in alignment with what your new moon intention is all about. And I love promoting this website. I'm getting like no benefit from this. I just love sharing the word about meetup.com. 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 It is where I have found a handful of spiritual communities that meet in person around me, because there are so many closeted spiritualists. If you feel like you're the only one who does what you do, that's not true. A lot of the spiritual community can be really quiet about what they like, and like not even spiritual stuff. If you're into other things that is like very niche and you don't see like a big presence all over the place, just check out Meetup. See if there are, like people meet online on that community also, and they meet in person. You never know who in your town may have started a hiking group for 5D energy. It's a long story. But yeah, how to make the best use out of tomorrow's new moon. Find people that you share common ground with and interact with them. Share your hopes and dreams with them. The 11th house, yes, it represents community. It also represents hopes and dreams. Uranus is the ruler of the 11th house. It represents looking forward to the future with optimistic eyes. And if you can do that with a shared group, cool. And then the whole friendship aspect of this as well. This card talked a lot about romantic partners, and instead of forcing the romance, nurture the friendship first. Whether that's the friendship with your partner, or whether that is leaving your partner alone to breathe for a few minutes while you go out and hang out with your community. That's something that I'm learning, and it's cool. I used to be very clingy, one-on-one time, all of the time, and I have friends now, and it's cool. It's different. I love it. Just connected with an old friend, Jen, yesterday after 4 years. That's so cool. Patricia joined online Dharma after thinking you should meditate more, and 2 long meditations, really tuned in and loved it. I love it. Melinda just reconnected with a group of friends from high school. We laughed so hard and it was joyful and fun. Glad to reconnect with a community I haven't connected with in a long time. So cool. Chantel got this card last time. Spirit telling me to join a community, definitely. We'll look at that site. You're welcome. Thank you, Jen and Rochelle, for your donations. Much appreciated. Melissa, this app has shown me that there are way more people working on their spiritual journey than I thought. Yes. How many of you guys have just like opened a conversation with like, hey, my name's Melissa and I'm working on my shadows? Like, it's not something that people openly talk about, but there's people out there like you. I promise there's people out there like you. I just had a thought about that. There's people out there like you. Shoot. If you are repressing a part of yourself, if you're like guilty or shameful about a part of yourself for X, Y, or Z reason, just imagine how many other people are guilty or shameful about that same thing, so they're not talking about it, but like you guys share experiences. So just talk about yourself. Rochelle, I'll be traveling to Korea. We'll be connecting with a larger community. Love it. Of adoptees. What do you mean, adoptees? Were you adopted from Korea? Are you having like a little family reunion? That's pretty cool. I hope I was right. If I'm not, please correct me. Jen, that totally resonates. I don't have any close friends, but I know I need to try and build friendship connections. Yeah, start with a group. Start with a group, and then if there's people that you're drawn to, keep going. It's funny, Beth. I went with a community card. I'm such an introvert and tend to avoid groups and spend more time with animals than join a group of animal enthusiasts. Diana, after 25 years being in an astrology community, I quit. Time for new friends and community. Let it go. That's okay. All right, card number 3 for advice on how to make the best use out of tomorrow's new moon in Leo. 12th house. This is just cool that all 3 cards today were houses of astrology. This deck has lots more than just the houses of astrology. But 12th house is introspection. If your chart were a village map, the 12th house would be a quiet place. The sun is in the 12th house just after sunrise, a time for prayer and meditation, for dreaming our deepest dreams. The 12th house is your inner child's world, containing both the fairyland into which you might escape and the monsters that live under your bed. Introspect. This situation is complex, so learn what's going on behind the scenes before you act. Look for private motives, hidden enemies, and surprise angels. Take time alone to develop an idea or listen within. The 12th house speaks of both who you are when no one's looking and the fact that your fate is inextricably linked to every other sentient being. Work with this metaphor. We are all cells in the body of the divine. It's essential that you take care of yourself, your individual cell, and honor who you are. But you must also acknowledge that you work within an organism. Example, your family and culture, which operates within the body of all creation. If you just take care of yourself and disregard the rest, you become a cancer that brings illness to that great body. If you deny your individuality, you can't do what you were born to do. Both realities are clear and true. You do exist independently, and you are part of the collective. It's just a perspective shift. It's impractical to get lost in oneness, whether in spiritual bliss or over-identification with your group, and neglect your individual health. But it can be spiritually painful to get stuck in the isolated, single-cell mindset. Spiritual practice can help you find a healthy midpoint between a disconnected, lonely state and a state of connection. Connection to one another, to a cause, or to the divine. Grounding helps you return to your personal path. There's a lot of images going through my mind right now, and I'm trying to put it into words, but this is the energy of like you. This is speaking so strongly to me because this is like what I've been playing with for a few months. Yes, we are one, but you are also one on your own. We are all the same, but you are also an individual. And this, I feel like this is just like the icing on the cake for the 4th house and the 11th house. So the 12th house is talking about introspection, right? Tuning into how you are an individual, but you are also a part of the greater whole. And like the responsibility is there on both ends. You do need to take care of yourself so that you take care of the whole, so that you take care of yourself. And it's a symbiotic, flowing relationship. However, interesting that the 4th house and the 11th house came up. They're not opposite on the zodiac wheel, but today it just makes a lot of sense. This is about 4th house, getting your home base set up so that you do have a firm ground and a firm grasp on who you are, what you want all of the time, being able to center yourself in the 4th house, and then bringing that to the 11th house to share your best self with the community. You know, because we can only lead by example. I would hope that everyone in this community is doing this 4th house work to truly find themselves and their roots. But you can't control other people, but what you can control is yourself. So are you planting your firm roots in the 4th house, getting real with who you are, getting to know who you truly are authentically, and are you bringing that to the bigger picture, to the larger community? There's a part for you in both, you know? And I don't remember exactly what the 12th house card was talking about, but it was making me feel like this over-identification with group, over-identification with purpose, over-identification with just labels, right? If you attach yourself to your labels, right? Just some examples. I am wife, I am mother, I am daughter, I am sister, I am part of this political party, I am this religion, I am this job, I am, like, if you over-identify yourself with that, you're holding yourself back from finding out who you truly are. If you show up for these roles and you perform these roles from your heart, from your true authentic self, that gives you the freedom to notice when the roles no longer fit your soul. if you cling on so hard, I'm going to use my husband as an example because I know he doesn't care, and he's so proud to be a mechanic. He's so proud of his career, his vocation, whatever you want to call it. Cool. That's awesome. Like, I'm very proud of you. I can't do that shit. I can't. So good for you. But my thing is like, and I know he'll figure it out if he has to, but what if your body gives out? Who are you? What if you have, and I don't like this what if, but just play with me, like if you no longer have your physical body to do that job, who are you? What are you identified as? So if you allow, and that was just an example so you guys understand where I'm coming from. I'm finding my train of thought again. If you're so identified with like, this is what I am, this group is who I fight for, but you lose yourself in it, and then what are you even doing? It's okay to show up to a group. It's okay to show up to a community, but still have your own values. It's okay to not completely align 100% with this group that you're a part of. It's okay to bring your true self to this group and show, like, this is what I have to bring to the table. And then other people will bring things to the table. And that leaves you the freedom, this disconnection of identifying with a group so strongly. This gives you the freedom to say, like, something's changing, and it's okay that I back away. It's okay that I step away and then I become part of this other group. And there's no shame in that. There's no wrongdoing in that. That's just you being true to yourself and listening to yourself. Huge rant. Thanks for listening. I hope it helped. Yeah, this 12th house card for me brought it all together. With tomorrow's new moon, setting the intention to just find yourself in the whole. This is, oh my gosh. This is tying into also how I often talk about, if you have an issue with another person, check yourself on that issue. The example I used last week, a couple sessions ago, was my biggest issue with my husband recently, is that, like, I feel like he's not making time for me. Turn it back on myself. Am I making time for him? Introspection, right? Like, everyone's a mirror. All of society is a mirror. So whatever you don't like about society right now, get honest with yourself. Check yourself. And by not fixing, because we're not broken, not fixing, by healing whatever in yourself you're seeing on the world stage or you're seeing in other people, you won't see it anymore because it's healed and it's accepted and it has a place. All right, I love that you guys are having such a full conversation in the chat. I want to get to our second deck, asking a second question. Wow, I hope that's all resonating with you guys. So those were messages for tomorrow's Leo new moon. 4th house home, 11th house community, 12th house introspection. What new moon intention are you gonna set with those little tidbits of advice? Additionally, we also have a lot of earth energy. I talked about it a little bit earlier. There's a grand trine in earth with this. So I'm advising you to listen to your body. So we're gonna ask your guides, ask your guides, what is our body trying to tell us as far as this new moon? Like, what extra information does our body want us to know about this new moon? And what I wanted to say about your body also, within the last 2-3 days, my low back is shot, and that's not a commonplace for me. So I'm right now just like what are you trying to tell me? So I'm like, whatever, and I'm doing my own research about it and everything. But like, is there something in your physical body that has shifted the last few days? Is there a pain that has come upon you in the last few days? Did you break something? Like, did someone just break their wrist or something? Has something miraculously healed that's been plaguing you for a long time and it's changed? Do you have like a rash, or like you have a new like pimple that's coming up somewhere? Like, within the last few days, has anything changed in your body? And that's the part of your body that I want you to tune into as we pull from Ask Your Guides. So, and this is like new. This is new information coming from your body. I'm not feeling like this is something that's been around for a long time. This is something out of the blue that's different. Like, I've been noticing this dry spot on my face the whole time we've been here today. What's this all about? I don't get this. And it's left side also, my lower back on my left side, that's feminine, it's receptive, I get it. Low back is about support, it's about money. Low back is about feeling secure and safe. Left side is receiving, so what does this card have to say for me? So send your energy into this deck, asking what is my body trying to tell me? Please put into different words what my body is trying to tell me. If you've been enjoying today's session, if you'd like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, they're always appreciated. If you haven't followed me on Insight Timer and you're liking today's session, give me a follow so you can see when I post my new classes and stuff. If you want to watch this again or watch my old sessions, or like if you missed some of them, check me out on YouTube. You can either search my name, Jacqui Mancuso, on YouTube, or you can go into my Insight Timer bio, where I have my link tree, which shows you all of my links. My YouTube, my Facebook, my TikTok, my website, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one. I do astrology chart readings, I do card readings, I do Akashic record readings, I do animal healing, I do Reiki and other energy healing. And I have recently switched all of my one-on-one services to a donation basis. So there are no expectations. I trust that I am being supported. So we show up, we work together, and then you decide how much value you took out of the situation. And I work from the heart, like this helped me a lot to get rid of expectations and everything. So that's it. That's that. You can schedule, there's a whole scheduling thing and all that. So what else? I saw Jody's comment and that caught my eye. So what I know about bees in general, bees, they're busy bees, they're worker bees. How many of those stings are on the right side of your body? Are you overdoing something? Are you working too hard? Are you overworking yourself? Are you coping by being a workaholic? Like, is there something that you're masking by overworking yourself? Just a question. Anytime anything like that happens, I used to call it psychoanalyzing, and now I don't even know what I call it, but I just tune into, like, what do all of these things mean? Where are the stings on your body more? That's... thank you guys for all the donations that have been coming through. I appreciate it. And with this whole body thing, I'll just throw it out there right now. There's a book called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And it talks about how pretty much anything that happens in our body is just emotion and energy trying to be expressed that wasn't expressed at the time that it was supposed to be or that it wanted to be expressed, so it just gets in there. But then there's a whole dictionary in the back of the book that gives you, like, you can look up literally anything and it tells you what emotion might be trapped there, like what thought pattern is causing that physical ailment in your body. Anything from like measles to cancer to back pain to eye problems to like skin rashes, like anything that happens to your physical body. It gives you the thought pattern that may be bringing that upon you, and then it gives you a new thought pattern, an affirmation to affirm to the universe to get rid of the issue or whatever. But what is our body trying to tell us with whatever is upon us right now? It's a freaking new life from the Divine Mother. I can't get over that. For the new moon, mind you. This is a card for the new moon. So new life from the Divine Mother. The keywords for this card are conception, pregnancy, children, and birth. Whether you are a man or a woman, your feminine, earthy side is in full bloom. The wishes, dreams, and desires you've carried in your heart are now gestating in the divine womb and are coming into fruition. If you're a woman, this signals a time of conception, pregnancy, and birth. If you're a man, this is a time for your creativity to take form in the real world. If you're married or partnered, this may signal that children are on the way. Whatever you seek to create, it's happening. The song in your heart will find its voice. The poetry will be expressed. Even your professional goals will find a home in which to grow. The Divine Mother, the fertile aspect of the Divine Feminine, is gracing your life right now. And with her influence, your artistic and creative expression comes alive. If you've been feeling sterile, stagnant, and too controlled, she's here to loosen things up and get your creative juices flowing. Surrender your mind and allow your soul to come alive in her embrace. She is with you, and her influence is powerful. Her message: new life is on its way. What more validation could we ask for that our new moon intentions are being birthed? It's literally the Divine Mother dropping by to say, hey, whatever's been in your heart, whatever's stirring up in your body, you have the potential to use that to create new life. So if you're thinking like, how is this pain? I don't want this pain to create something new. No need to worry. Use it as fuel. Use it to transmute it. So I'll just use my personal example, right? The left side of my lower back went nuts the last few days. And this morning, I felt like I was twice my age. So this pain is telling me, you need to receive support in some way. So I have two options, right? I might have more, but the two basic options is I could sit here and wallow in my pain and say oh my God, I don't have any support. I'm so bad at receiving support. I have to do it all myself. Why? Or what I'm probably going to choose to do is my way of handling this is I'm sitting with it. And I'm okay, I see it. I see that left side feminine, time to receive low back support. How do I do that? How do I change my life? How do I change my thought process? How do I change what I'm actually doing with my life to fix this issue? Thank you, body, for bringing this pain upon me so that I can become aware of what is time to be solved, I guess. Understanding, Karen's been working on your website after a year of procrastination. I love it. Jacqui had two very disturbing and different dreams about pregnancy last night. Definitely don't want any more of my own babies in that way, though. So dreams are metaphors. Just because it's pregnancy doesn't mean it's a physical child, human baby. It can be birthing a new way of life, a new thought pattern, a new adventure, a new literally anything. Yeah, this card doesn't have to 100% mean like, oh, you're gonna conceive a child and birth it. This can be conceiving like a new plan to make. This can be new life, like this could be a new relationship. This could be bringing a new flavor to a current relationship. This can be like creating a book if you wanted to write a book, or if you wanted to create a song. This is all about creativity. And coming with the Leo new moon also, guys, Leo is the sign of creativity. It's the sun. The sun creates. It's creation. This is just so cool. My advice for all of this, just to wrap up this whole reading, we first asked how to make best use, and then what is our body trying to tell us. So 4th house of home, getting home to yourself. 11th house community, bringing that healed version of yourself into a community. 12th house was introspection. How do these two relate? What can you learn from one and bring it to the other? Back and forth. And perhaps it's that introspection of seeing how you are an individual, but you are also the whole. But you are also an individual. My favorite way of like getting that into my mind is thinking about the ocean, water. You can be one drop and also the whole ocean at the same time. Perhaps it's that type of introspection, that type of realization that you are a singular, but you're also a whole, that will help bring this new life. This feels like another level of awakening to me, to be honest. So like, oh my gosh. It's gone. Something came and then it was gone. Let me see if it'll come back. Maybe reflect on how you treat, like it's harder sometimes to reflect on ourselves because our ego is there to keep us safe and to lie to us sometimes. Maybe it's easier to look at like, how do I view society? What are my favorite things about society? And how do I favor those things in myself? What do I not like about anything else out there? And how does that come back to myself? Yeah. Sandy's finishing her memoir and putting it out into the world. That is new life for sure. Rose held back in offering my international creativity classes. Now I'm glad to see this card at this time, ready to start new projects. So cool. So cool. Anything that you want to create, you're meant to create it. Who cares if there's a need for it or if there's a perceived need for it? There is a need for it. Anything that you have inside you, like you were put on this earth at this time for a reason. Let it shine. Someone needs what you have to offer. Sue, love this. New job, inner healing. I dreamt of my book name a while ago, but have not pursued it yet. Write one paragraph and see what happens. And if it's not meant to be at this time, it's not meant to be. But at least try it. Jackie, I'm not sure. My chart says Moonchild rules the 4th. I'm not sure. The only thing that makes sense to me, so 4th house is the house of Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon, so that's where that moon comes in. Jody, wonderful info. I'm part of a group of massage teachers starting a community wellness education collective. Let that group teach you about yourself. Melissa, thank you. The universe seems to be screaming at me lately to make a move with my creative endeavors. Anything that you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. universe says, yes, do it. I'm pushing for the same. Same, all the time. I hope that's helped you. Melinda, so interesting. I'm a creative person, an artist, and yet been resisting for months in creating something new. Have to think on this resistance and maybe just do something today. Anything. You okay, Helen? What are you trying to type there? Thank you everyone for being here today. Thank you for sharing your insights and your life and your energy and just keeping that whole conversation going. This whole community is what makes it. Love it. Love it, love it. Thank you. I'll be back next week. Let me take a look. Just Tuesday, right? Yes, just Tuesday. Ooh, we're about to begin Mercury retrograde, but hey, don't worry about that until next week. Thank you, Jessica, very much. Thank you, Sue and Amanda and Patty, Jen, Melinda. Butt message. Walking dog. Cool, Helen. Glad to know you're okay. Thank you guys for all of your donations. They're very much appreciated. I hope to see you here on Tuesday. Have a fabulous new moon. Listen to your body. And embrace the chaos, okay? Mercury and Mars are in Virgo. They're already there, getting the plan going. Like, if something is crazy and different, step back and just watch it and see, like, how is my body reacting to this? Thank you, thank you. Sending love to all. Namaste. And I'll see you guys in a week.